All right, we got a mic check here. If you can happen to comment on this video or send me a message on Facebook, anybody that's watching. Because apparently yesterday I did the whole stream and talked to myself the whole game because it didn't record any audio. So let me know if you can hear this. Game's scheduled to start in 9 minutes. Thank you for letting me know.
Get it, Ty. Let's do it.
3 minutes on the warm-up clock here, ticking down. This is going to be the Fort Wayne Force against the South Bend Irish Rovers. Yesterday's game that was in silence, the Force ended up tying the Detroit Bulldogs 6-6. Set to start off first period. On the ice for the Force is going to be Hagen, Fraze, and Potts with Llewellyn and Warner back on defense. Opening face-off controlled by the Force, picked up by Warner. Dumped in off the glass in the offensive zone for Fort Wayne. Hagen picks it up behind the net. Circles wide, feeds it up high to Llewellyn. Takes a slap shot. Taken away back by Hagen. Fed to the center there for Potts. Potts backhands it towards the net. Squirts behind. Hagen back after it. Chipped ahead by the Rovers. Back down low by Warner. Picked up by Hagen. Hagen looking to feed the slot there. Onto the stick of Fraze. Murphy dumps it back down into the corner. Hagen to pick it up behind the net. Has it taken away. Over for Warner. Back out to Westhoff. Westhoff shoots one. It bounces around. Deflects wide. Good offensive zone pressure here on the opening time for the Force. Comes out to the neutral zone, picked up by Llewellyn. Llewellyn, cross ice pass to Zaremba as it's dumped into the offensive zone. Back out by the Rovers, skips around Warner, and the Rovers are on a breakaway here. Shot, save Quas, rebound, save Quas. Kicked around, cleared out finally, picked up by Zaremba. Zaremba around behind his own net. He gets pinched off on the boards here. And the puck comes out to Sutherland, taken away by the Rovers. Cleared out of danger there by Fort Wayne. Warner now behind the net. Rovers out to the blue line, can't control the pass. Zaremba on a breakaway here. He's cut off, feeds the slot there for Sutherland. Beat to the puck by the Rovers. Getting back on defense is going to be Kiefer and Blackburn. Back checking there, Zaremba. Blackburn touch passes it up to Westhoff. Oliver with 2 goals yesterday dumps it in the offensive zone as he goes for a change. Down low is Max McDonald taking it away from the Rovers player there in the corner. Gains possession, feeds the slot, comes out for Blackburn. Blackburn shoots one deep, it's blocked in front, kicked around, goes into the corner. Rovers try to clear it out, kept in by Kiefer. Kiefer with the puck now. Got a penalty upcoming here. Is going to be on South Bend. So that's going to put the Force on the first power play here. .12:16 left in the first. Rovers control that face-off, try to clear it out, kept in by Kelly. Kelly shoots one from deep, it's blocked in front. Kept in by Cumberland, shot, skips around, covered up by the goaltender. Faceoff comes back to Kelly. She shoots one from deep. It goes wide left, picked up by the Rovers behind the net. Pressured by Potts. Hagen over to help. Hagen takes it away, feeds it to Fraze. Fraze with a shot, score! Hagen to Fraze to open this one up. 11:45 left in the first. Force up 1. Rovers currently control the puck down on their own defensive end. Cutting back through center ice, got Warner back on defense. Warner stops his advancement, and puck comes back for Fraze. Murphy on the net, cuts towards center ice, and he's picking up speed. He's got Potts to his right with Hagen trailing. Fraze across the blue line. Murphy, shot, kick to the side by the goaltender from South Bend. Gets the rebound, attempts another shot, blocked in front. Rovers come out. Across the blue line, Warner there for the defensive player of Fort Wayne. Cleared away by Llewellyn. That's Potts. No, it is Llewellyn. At 1 and 2 and 1 and 7. It's got me confused. The Rovers behind their own net, feed it out. Taken away by Hagen. Hagen has it stripped and back the other way by the Rovers. Back on defense, there's Llewellyn. Shot, Goes wide right. Puck's picked up by Harry. He takes it out into the neutral zone. It's kicked around for a moment and gathered up by the Rovers. Pressured there by Fraze. Cleared out of danger and onto the stick of Hagen. He's got Westhoff to his left. Hagen feeds it to Westhoff. Oliver has it knocked to the sideboards, picks it up and ropes it down low. Hagen blasted there at center ice. Taken out by a kid that's about 6 foot tall at 10 years old. He's slow to skate to the bench. Puck comes out, kept in there by Sutherland. Knocked down low by Westhoff. Gathered up by the Rovers in the corner, kept in by Blackburn onto the stick of Zaremba. Zaremba with a shot, blocked. Kiefer and Blackburn back on defense, trailing there is Sutherland. I said this kid is like really big. Puck comes back for Blackburn, he chips it up but not out, kept in by the Rovers into the opposite corner for Kiefer. Kiefer skips the puck ahead. It's going to go all the way down the ice for icing. Update on Hagen here since I'm sitting right next to him. He was sitting on the bench for that whole time, just gave the coach a thumbs up, and he's back up on the front of the boards here, cheering the team on. So good news from him getting upended. 8:45 left here in the first. Puck's picked up by the Rovers behind their own net. Stymied by Fryer as the puck trickles towards the goaltender. It's covered up. 8:34 remains in the first, force up one. Face-off picked up by South Bend. Getting back on defense is Cumberland. Stops the advancement there of the Rovers player. Fryer up ahead. McDonald fighting for it along with Cumberland. Puck comes out to Kelly for a moment. South Bend takes it back the other way. Huffman there for Fort Wayne. Now Kelly and Cumberland back on defense. They feed it towards the slot. Cleared away by Cumberland. Another centering feed attempt, skipped around, it's on the doorstep, cleared out. Out after it's Max McDonald. Into the skates of Fryer, and South Bend shoots it. Good stick block there by Cumberland. Fryer to pick it up off the boards. Comes back to South Bend. They throw it back down low. Cumberland back the other way. Up but not out. Huffman chips it into the neutral zone. Picked up by South Bend. They caught Fort Wayne on a change, but back checking there is Max McDonald. Onto the stick of Fryer. Now Huffman with the puck. Back to Fryer. He gets a stick in his hands, and it takes a stick clear out of the Irish Rovers player. We got no call so far, so 7:17 left in the first. I don't know if it's just because I'm ice level right now in this corner, but it is a heated morning here between these two teams. Hagen wins the face-off back to Warner. Warner sends it over to Llewellyn. Mason advances the puck. Chips it in the offensive zone. Picked up by Fraze. Murphy sends it over to Warner. Warner and Potts fighting for the puck. Potts gathers it, sends it back into the neutral zone on the stick of Hagen. Hagen now with some speed, winds wide, cuts towards the net, has it taken away. Kept in there by Potts. Picked up by Fraze. Fraze sends it across ice to some open ice. as the Rovers gain possession of the puck, entering their offensive zone. Back is Llewellyn and Warner. They feed it towards the center there. It's on the doorstep, kick to the side, and goes wide of the net. Stolen away by Hagen. Hagen tries to backhand it out, can't get anything on it. Frey's there to knock it off the stick of the Rover player. Still fight for the puck, down for Warner in the corner. Colton can't clear that one out as the Rovers dump it back in deep. Pinches them off on the wall, picked up by Llewellyn. Taken away by Hagen. Hagen loses the handle on the puck. The Rovers gain possession for a moment. Behind the net, the Rovers toss it back and forth, center it up, cleared out by Warner into the neutral zone. Getting a defensive change, putting Blackburn and Kiefer on the ice for the Force as the Rovers enter. Shot, almost connected there. Blackburn applying some pressure. Another shot attempt out front, skips right through the crease. Ground behind to gather here is the Rovers. They feed it towards center. Zaremba stops that on the stick of Huffman. Or this is Westhoff. Oliver making some moves here as he advances in the offensive zone. Tries to get a handle on a shot, couldn't get anything doing. Fed cross ice by the Rovers, back for Blackburn as he chips it back to center ice. No, he's tied up here. And the Rovers gather it, touch pass it into the offensive zone for them, and Kiefer stops that, sends it back the other way. Puck comes back for Blackburn, off the boards, tries to get it up to Zaremba, onto the stick of Sutherland. Fighting for it down low is going to be Westhoff as the Rovers gather and charge through center ice. Puck comes back, picked up by Blackburn. Feeds it off the boards, trying to get it to Zaremba. Pass doesn't complete. Now on the stick of Zaremba. Knocked down low by the Rovers, picked up in the corner by Kiefer. Kiefer sends it off the boards up to Westhoff. He touches it ahead as the Force go for a change. Stolen away by Sutherland. Shot on the doorstep, cleared out by the Rovers. Back together, this is going to be Kelly. Kelly feeds it ahead, touched in by Huffman. Cleared out by the Rovers, back to Kelly. Kelly feeds it cross ice to Fryer. He makes a good move there. Shoots one towards the net. It's cleared out by the defenseman from South Bend. Skips their stick, and Kelly has possession of the puck again, dumps it back in the offensive zone. Puck's finally picked up by McDonald, entered in. Taken away by South Bend. Backhanded up ahead by Fryer. Rovers advance. Kelly there on defense. Shot. Save Quas. Send it back to the center. It goes off to the back of the net. Cleared around by Kelly. Huffman the first one there for the Force. Rovers pick it up, trying to feed it. Block it down there. Down the ice, going to be picked up by the Rovers. Huffman, the lead player for Fort Wayne. Stopped advancement there by McDonald. Puck comes back to Kelly. Penalty on Aiden Cumberland. So the force will go to the Cumberland Suns penalty kill. Save. Kloss, another diving through the crease save by Kloss. Warner and Hagen fighting for it down low onto the stick of Potts. Potts loses the handle on it for a moment, clears it into the neutral zone. Back down in the corner for Llewellyn. Around the boards, kept in by South Bend. On the doorstep, slapped wide by Warner. And cleared. Block pass attempt there by Hagen, picked up by Fraze. Fraze and Hagen back the other way for Fort Wayne. Murphy swings wide, sends it over to Warner, couldn't quite connect. Warner gets possession of the puck, dumps it down low. We're under 30 seconds here on the penalty and under a minute in the period. Llewellyn with the puck now, sends it ahead to Fraze. Fraze makes one move there. Still has possession of the puck, just counting time down. 10 seconds left on the penalty. Sends it back down the ice into the neutral zone for Llewellyn. Mason has it taken away. Penalty expires. We got 30 seconds left in the period. Out of the box comes Cumberland. Irish with the puck. Take a shot. Doesn't connect on the net. Picked up by Hagen. Hagen winding with speed. Hagen with 10 seconds left. Gets possession of the puck. Shot. Gloved by the Rovers goaltender. Seven seconds left in the period. Forced up one. Face off one back by the force. Shot by Westhoff. Couldn't get much on it. Shot by Zaremba. Kicked around in front. Covered up. Under a second. So this is going to expire as soon as the puck drops. Force up one. Face-off is tied up right at center ice, poked at, cleared back to Blackburn. Feeds it ahead onto the stick of Zaremba, touched in the offensive zone by Max. Puck comes cross ice, going to be picked up by Kiefer. Kiefer dumps it in the offensive zone. Zaremba going to be the first one there for the force. As the Rovers pick it up, but it's kept in there by Zaremba. Now onto the stick of Westhoff. Westhoff with a shot, sails it high. Sutherland behind the net, feeds it out front. We got a good score there by Oliver Westhoff. And is working hard in the crease, pokes it through the goaltender's legs and puts one in. So it's going to put the Force up 2-0 with 14-16 left here in the second. Typing in there, didn't see what happened. I think we had a retaliation there, so it's going to be a penalty on the Rovers. It'll put the Force on a power play. As Cumberland comes off the ice and is had it right here with me. Picked up by Max McDonald. McDonald's got Huffman right to his right. Feeds it towards the center. Picked up by Fryer. Fryer gets a handle on it, but can't get anything on the shot. Fed around the boards by South Bend. Picked up by Fryer. Touch pass back to Warner. Warner rips one into Fryer. And Fryer just getting beat up there by his own team. South Bend the other way with Kelly back on defense. Back checking there's Max McDonald. Puck comes out for South Bend. They take a shot from deep. It's blocked in front there by Warner. Warner off the boards, up to Fryer. Taken away by South Bend. Back into center ice. Onto the stick of Warner. Warner winding into the offensive zone. Stripped of the puck. Back to gather it is Warner. Cuts him off. This is gonna get physical. South Bend the other way. Feed it across. Good pass there by South Bend. Backhanded wide to the net. We're under 10 seconds left on the power play. Down the ice puck goes for icing. So I have 5 seconds on the penalty in South Bend, 12:38 left in the second, Force up 2. Cumberland's got his helmet back on and on the bench ready to go. Puck's picked up by Hagen through center ice here. Hagen making a move towards the center. Puck pops up in the air, back on the stick of Hagen. Hagen's got Fraze in the slot, feeds it to him, knocked away by South Bend. The Rovers send the puck into the neutral zone for Llewellyn. Llewellyn, cross ice pass, doesn't quite connect, but Hagen's going to pick it up and enter with some speed. Hagen, it's got Potts there, and Fraze. Fraze fans on the first shot attempt, covered up by the Rovers. Great opportunity there. If he handled that pass, would have had a good shot. 12:05 left here in the second. Face off, controlled by South Bend. Pressured by Potts, picked up by Hagen. Hagen has it knocked off his stick. And the Rovers back the other way, back checking's Hagen. Takes it away from him. Puck comes over to Blackburn. Blackburn onto the stick of Potts, off the boards, into the offensive zone for Fort Wayne. Back to neutral ice. Kiefer going to be the first one there for Fort Wayne to pick that puck up. Has it taken away. The Rovers backhand one towards the crease. Picked up behind the net by Fraze. Kick to the side there. Back on the stick of Fraze. Fraze sends it up the ice. And hot after him is going to be Hagen and Potts. Rovers behind their own net. Break the puck out. Picked up center ice by Kelly. Kelly enters. Dumps it down low. Back the puck comes. Rovers the other way, taken away by Fraze. Down for Kelly. Kelly flips the puck up to Hagen. Touch passes it over to Potts. He's got Fraze ahead of him. Fraze trying to find the puck in the skates of the Rovers player, taken away by Hagen. Hagen's got Potts and Fraze on the doorstep again, feeds it to him. Fraze doesn't miss this time. Hagen to Fraze for the second time. Score! Rovers control this down on Fort Wayne's end, taken away by Kelly. Puck comes behind the net. It's going to be batted at there, picked up by Westhoff. Oliver picking up speed down the left side of the rink here. He gets taken down. The Rovers pick up possession of that puck and send it back into neutral ice, picked up by Kelly. Westhoff fans on a dump-in attempt. Gonna have a penalty here on South Bend, I believe, on that hit on Westhoff. So the Force are up 3-0 with 9:59 left in the second. And they go to a power play. Power play unit for the Force is going to be Sutherland, Zaremba, Westhoff. Defensively, we got Warner and Llewellyn. And the Irish have two kids on the ice right now that are as tall as I am. Taken down in the corner there is Sutherland, picked up by Westhoff in the corner. Westhoff looking to make something happen, flips it up high for Warner. Warner's going to crank this one, I can feel it. Warner towards the score! Colton Warner from the blue line. Face off, picked up by Fryer. He dumps it in. It's going to be offsides. Face off one back to Blackburn. Dumped in the offensive zone. Back to the neutral zone for Blackburn. And the Rovers pick it up center ice here, entering with Kiefer and Blackburn on defense, stripped away by Blackburn. Max McDonald, the one coming off his skates there, down low for Kiefer. Kiefer picks up the loose puck, flips it up. As Blackburn sends it ahead, but not out. Kiefer there, blocks the advancement. Irish pick it up, save there, Quas. As Wyatt shuts them down once again to keep it 4-0. 9 minutes remaining here in the second. Face-off controlled by South Bend. That's Potts fighting for the puck there. Now Hagen's in the mix. With a couple of giants from South Bend. Now the puck comes out to Potts. Potts feeds it over to Fraze. Fraze enters with some speed, swings wide. Fraze looking to feed the slot. Lost a handle on it at the last moment there. Now Cumberland rushing ahead to keep the puck down low. Fighting for it is Cumberland. Puck comes out, no open ice for South Bend, advancing the other way with Kelly back on defense. Back checking there was Hagen. Kelly feeds it up, and the puck comes to center ice. Hot on his horse, there's Fraze. He pulls up as South Bend gathers, surveys, and throws it down the ice. It's going to go for icing. Sutherland to take the face-off, wins it back to Warner, skips his stick into the neutral zone as they touch up. It's fed cross ice to Llewellyn. I think we had offsides there. Face-off win for the Force. Llewellyn to Westhoff. Touched in by Westhoff. Kept in by Oliver. Now Sutherland picks up the loose puck. Sutherland in his skates on the stick of Westhoff. Westhoff flips one up. Gloved by the Irish goaltender. Face-off controlled by Fort Wayne. Back for Llewellyn. Slaps one towards the net. It's blocked out in front. Westhoff with the puck now. Backhand one towards the net. Gets another handle on it. It's loose out front. Sutherland picked it up, took a shot, went wide. Out for Llewellyn. Dumps it back down low. Coming in. There's Sutherland. As the Rovers pick up the puck and advance down the ice. Back in position is Warner and Llewellyn. Taken away by... Can't get the number on that. That was Zaremba. Fed in by Westhoff. Fryer to pick up the loose puck on the board. Skips out to Huffman. Huffman loses a handle on it. Blackburn tried to keep that in. Just offsides. I still can't believe the size of these kids. Max McDonald wins that face-off against a kid that's at least the chest and head taller. Puck out wide. Blackburn stops that kid from advancing, and he rides him into the boards. But going the other way is Max McDonald with Huffman and Fryer. Got two of them in position there. Wrap around, backhand attempt. Almost kicked in by the Irish player. 98 gets an interference call here for the Rovers, and that's one of the Giants. So back to the power play here with 6:13 remaining in the second. Force up 4-0. Max McDonald to take the face off. Power play unit's going to include McDonald, Fryer, Huffman, Blackburn, and Kiefer. McDonald rode into the boards down low. Huffman down to help. Huffman picks it up in the corner, feeds it towards the slot, stolen away by the Rovers. Getting back is Kiefer and Blackburn. Back checking here is McDonald. Picked up by Kiefer. Sends it cross ice for Fryer. Fryer picks up that puck and advances it down the ice, dumps it in. Pressured now by McDonald. Huffman there as well. Irish reverse, send it up. Picked up by Kiefer in open ice. Fed ahead to Fryer. Fryer with the puck, dumps it in. Irish comes off the skates. That's going to be Max McDonald to pick up the puck. Huffman in position there in the slot. Fed it on the doorstep. Backhanded. Saved. Cleared. Potts in for the fourth. Picked up by the Rovers. Cut through center ice. They're going to have a breakaway attempt here. It's going to be the Rovers on Quas. Shot. Oh, that was sticked away by McDonald. Or it could have been Cumberland. Getting back quickly to save that shot attempt. We're at the 5-minute mark in the second. Puck picked up by Kelly. Kelly skating through the defensive end. Sends it ahead, touched in by McDonald. McDonald loses the handle on it for a moment, picks it back up, has it, feeds it over to Potts. Fanning on a couple shot attempts there as they come together, and the Irish cleared away. Poked away by Hagen. Flipped to center ice by the Rovers. Back for Kelly. Icing is waved off. I don't even think it made it to the other end of the rink. Flipped down the ice and into the neutral zone. Picked up by Hagen. Hagen gets pinched off on the boards. Comes to Cumberland. Aiden dumps it in. Up ahead for Fraze. Fraze gets taken out. Penalty on South Bend. They're a very physical team. They have size. We got 4:12 left in the period, and a force back to a power play. Face-off won by Hagen, but the Rovers steal it away. Warner stops the advancement, and it's picked up by Llewellyn behind the net. Llewellyn around one. Making a move and picking up speed. Llewellyn all the way down by himself. Shot. Saved there by the Rovers. Cleared away by South Bend. They touch pass it into the neutral zone. Warner back to steal it and send it the other way. Back and forth the puck goes. Hagen fighting for it now. Gathered up by Fraze. Feeds it cross ice to Potts. Potts sends it down low. Hagen to pick it up in the corner. Hagen around 1-2. Takes a shot. Save there by the Rovers. I'm not sure how he closed down on that one because the puck was under his pads, but he pinched it. That was a good attempt by Hagen. 3:15 left in the second. 33 seconds on the power play. Face-off controlled by South Bend. Kept in by Kiefer. Kiefer shoots. Goes wide into the corner. Gathered by South Bend. Fed back down deep. Sutherland in. Irish breakout. Blackburn going to be back to pick up that loose puck. He's rode into the corner hard. Kiefer now with puck. Penalty expires, so it's back to full 5-on-5 hockey. Kiefer across the blue line with Westhoff. Shot. Gloved by the Irish goaltender. Face-off controlled by Fort Wayne in the skates of Zaremba. He loses the handle on it for a moment, knocks it away into the corner for Westoff sent into the Fort Wayne bench. Face-off controlled by Fort Wayne, back to Westoff. He sends a shot towards the net, gloved by the Rovers. Rovers control this face-off, Westoff down. Puck comes out to Cumberland. He shoots one from deep, gloved. Stuffed that there by Zaremba. And Cumberland's shot was good in that they had a lot of screens out in front of that goaltender. I'm not sure if he knew where it was at until the last moment. Face off, controlled by Fort Wayne. Huffman throws it back down low. Rovers intercept that pass attempt, comes back to Huffman, shoots one from deep. It's kicked into the corner. McDonald there for the force. To help out is Fryer. McDonald comes away with it. Huffman there, taken away by South Bend. Into the corner for Huffman. Huffman picks it up, shoots it towards the net. Tip attempt goes into the glove of the South Bend goaltender. 4-0 late in the second, 1:40 remaining. Fryer picks up that loose puck, comes to center ice now, and taken away by South Bend. This kid is fast. He picks up some speed, goes around the Welland, takes a shot towards the net, blockered away by Quas, cleared out by Warner. Down low for South Bend, they feed the slot, shot, another save, Quas, keeps it out. Face-off won by South Bend. They feed one towards the net. It's blocked away by Llewellyn. Picks up that puck, kept in by South Bend. Now into the stick of Potts. Brantley gets rode into the boards. And the puck is loose. He's got a stick between the legs there. The hook up. There we go. Hooking on South Bend with 50 seconds left. Minute 30 power play for Force. Power play unit this time is going to be Fraze, Hagen, Potts with Warner and Llewellyn back on defense. Face-off picked up by Fraze. He comes off his skates. South Bend throws it down the other way, going to be gathered by Llewellyn. Mason flips it ahead to Potts. Potts dumps it into the neutral zone, taken away by Fraze as he dumps in the offensive zone. Hagen going to be the first one there for Fort Wayne. Takes it. We got 25 seconds left. Wraparound shot attempt blocked by the Rovers goaltender. Fed to the crease. Potts with a backhand down low. Back to Hagen. Feeds it up high for Warner. Warner rips one towards the net. Tip attempt there by Fraze goes wide. Hagen tied up down low. Rovers come away with it off the boards. As Fraze back checking, steals it. We got 2 seconds left. That's going to end the second. We got 40 seconds remaining on the power play for Fort Wayne into the third period. It's 4-0 Force. Face-off control by Fort Wayne. Zaremba with the puck down low. Feeds it towards the crease. Cleared out by the Rovers. Back to Kiefer. Kiefer to keep it in. Flips it back in. Doesn't quite reach the net. Another shot attempt there by Sutherland as the puck comes to center ice. It's going to be picked up by Kiefer. Kiefer and Blackburn switch sides as the Rovers intercept that pass attempt. Blackburn here. Stops the advancement, backhands it away, picks up the puck, keeps chipping at it, and Zaremba to throw that down the ice. Westhoff going to be the first one there to gather it up. The Rovers break out, center ice, back is going to be Blackburn. Kiefer to take it away now. Puck dumped behind the net, gathered by Kiefer. Taken away by the Rovers. Shot blocked by their own player. It goes behind the net. Blackburn to chip it up to Zaremba. Zaremba overskates that puck. Fed down low. Kicked to the side by Quas. Backhand attempt. Can't get anything on it. Taken away by Sutherland. Sutherland up ahead for the Force. Chip and chase. Grabs it. He comes off his skates, and it's going to be another penalty. So Force back to the power play with 13:37 remaining. Face off one back. Fed over to Cumberland, shot from deep, kick to the side, cleared out by the Rovers. Back to Cumberland, he throws it back down low. Rovers control the puck, cross the blue line into center ice. Cumberland back to gather. Feeds it up to Fryer. Fryer loses the handle on it. Picked up by Kelly and sent up to Huffman. Huffman tries to put it into center ice, and it's knocked back down low by the Rovers. Rovers still maintain possession, take a shot, blocked into the skates of Kelly. Huffman now with it, sends it into the neutral zone. Max McDonald, fans on a pass attempt there as the Rovers try to clear it out. It's kept in by Fryer on the doorstep now, picked up by McDonald. Still fighting for the puck into the corner behind the net. Puck comes all the way back. It's going to be tipped, so Kelly's going to pick that puck up. Throw it ahead to Cumberland, sent back into the neutral zone. Cumberland to gather the loose puck. Back and forth there. Coming away with it's Huffman. Over to McDonald. McDonald backhands it onto the stick of Fryer. And now the Rovers back the other way. Penalty expired there, so we're back to 5-on-5. 11:30 left here in the third. That centering feed was stolen away by Llewellyn. Llewellyn now around a couple of Rover players. Fed ahead to Huffman, touched into the offensive zone by Huffman. Fed cross ice into the corner. Max McDonald, the lead skater there for Fort Wayne. Potts coming over to apply some pressure. Rovers going to beat them all into the corner to pick up this loose puck as they center it up. Tipped out of the danger by Warner. Kept in by the Rovers. Taken away by Llewellyn. Llewellyn feeds the puck ahead into the neutral zone. Rovers back the other way. Taken away by Fraze on the stick of Hagen. Hagen entering. Around a couple players here. Shot. Saved and cleared to the side there by South Bend. Face off, picked up by Fraze. Murphy, shot, blocked in front. Round behind the net, Hagen. Now into the corner for the Rovers. Pressure put on by Potts. Rovers gather it. Send it cross ice. Llewellyn going to be the skater there for the Force, taken away by the Rovers. And it's picked up by Fraze. Fraze has skater fall down. He's pressured from behind by South Bend. Has it taken away. Back on defense is going to be Llewellyn and Warner. Shot. Goes wide. Potts feeds it up ahead to Hagen. Got Hagen and Fraze breaking out here for the Force. Hagen makes a move. Winds. Cuts through the crease and it goes wide. Onto the stick of Potts. Potts with a shot. Score! Brantley Potts with a goal here to put them up 5-0. Coming from the backside in the right spot to pick up that loose puck and dump it in. Face-off controlled by the Force. Back to Kiefer. Kiefer up to Westhoff. Rovers send it back the other way. Pressure put on by Sutherland. Rovers enter. Skate towards center. Knocked away by Zaremba. Fed back to center ice. Rovers are going to gather. Sutherland picks up the loose puck. He's going to skate around behind his own net. Reverse directions here and throw it up to Westhoff. Westhoff gets cut off, but it's picked up by Sutherland. Fed back to Kiefer. Cross ice to Blackburn. Blackburn with some open ice. Blackburn skates wide, shoots one towards the net, or slides it through the crease. And Westhoff, I believe, is going to pick up a penalty here with the trip. So we got Westhoff in the penalty box. 8:38 remains here. Penalty killers are going to be Blackburn, Kiefer, Fryer, McDonald. Face-off comes back for the Rovers at the blue line. Skating up, shot, kicked around a couple times, skates wide. Kiefer now to pick up the loose puck, feeds it ahead of McDonald. Good break out there by the Force. McDonald dumps it in. We get a defensive change here for the Force. Going to put Cumberland Kelly on the ice with McDonald and Fryer. Irish gaining some speed, cut it towards center ice. Stopped by McDonald on the stick of Fryer. Can't clear it out for the moment. Kelly picks it up now and crosses it into the neutral zone. Cumberland fighting for the puck as the Rovers come away with it. Send it back down the ice. Going to be picked up by Fryer. We're going to get another penalty here. So we're going to be down 5-on-3 as Aiden Cumberland picks up penalty. So we got 7:44 remaining here in the third, up 5-0. Penalty killers are going to be Hagen, Warner, and Llewellyn. And we'll give you this Aiden Cumberland penalty, and we'll have this penalty kill brought to you by Cumberland and Sons. Hagen picks the loose puck, and he's flying down the ice. Hagen around the whole team, loses it at the last moment at the blue line as the Rovers come back the other way. 23 seconds on the Westhoff penalty. Stopped advancement by Warner around behind the net, picked up by Hagen. Hagen throws it down the ice, kept in by the Rovers. They send it back down low behind the net. Out in front, cleared there by Warner. Back to the Rovers up high. They take a shot, can't make its way through, picked up by Llewellyn. Penalty expires on Westhoff. Now it's 5-on-4 hockey as Llewellyn advances down the ice. Llewellyn in all alone with Fraze in the right spot, feeds it over, can't connect to Fraze. The right thought. Advancement stopped there by Hagen. Flipped in by the Rovers and blown dead. 34 seconds left on the Cumberland penalty, 6:47 left in the period. Face-off won back by Fort Wayne. Just wide of Kiefer, he picks up the loose puck though and flips it up ahead to Potts. Potts feeds it ahead to Fraze. Murphy skating around here, shoots one towards the net. Out in front, cleared away by South Bend. Puck made it through, shot, lifted it, skied it right over the net. Back out on the middle here. Shot kicked to the side by Quas, cleared away by Blackburn. Penalty expires on Cumberland, back full strength hockey. Blackburn flips it center ice. Down low is going to be Sutherland. 6 minutes remains here in the third. Off the glass, up to Potts. Potts chips it ahead, down to the offensive zone. Defensive change here for the Force. Puts Kelly and Cumberland back on the ice. Irish looking to break out. Couldn't get much on that shot attempt around behind the net. Taken away by Kelly, flipped to the corner, picked up by Aiden Cumberland. Cumberland's got Fraze. He tries to feed it to him. His pass attempt is blocked. Finally gets it ahead to Fraze. Murphy towards center ice. Fraze, shot, score! Murphy Fraze. With a goal. Cumberland to Fraze to put the Force up 6-0 here late in the third.
Defensive side of the puck.
Face-off, puck is just laying at center ice, finally comes out for the Rovers. Skated in the offensive zone, feed it towards the center, knocked to the side by Cumberland. Taken away by the Rovers, down to the skates of Sutherland, up to Westhoff. Westhoff, his advancement is stopped. Puck comes back to center ice here, picked up by South Bend. Taken away by Westhoff. Westhoff loses a handle on that puck as the Rovers pick it up back the other way. Send it off the boards. Cumberland gathered a loose puck here. Enters the offensive zone. Shot. Gloved by the Rovers. Face-off come back for Llewellyn as he shoots one. It's deflected in front. Picked up by Huffman for a moment, taken away by South Bend. Warner back on defense. Shot, blocker away by Quas. Fed it towards the center there, sticked away by Quas. Another shot attempt and they put one in. South Bend notches their first goal here. 3:58 remaining in the third period, down 6-1. Face-off gathered up by South Bend. As they enter their offensive zone, shot from deep. Goes wide. Gathered up once again, another shot through the crease. Fryer coming over to put some pressure on, taken away by Warner. And South Bend keeps it in down low. South Bend looking to put another one on. Stolen pass by Llewellyn. Llewellyn's got Fryer and Huffman. Llewellyn has it taken away. Kept in by Max McDonald. Shot towards the net, skips the stick of the Rover defender. Into the corner, taken away by South Bend. Now on the stick of McDonald. McDonald stopped. Back on defense is Warner. Couldn't get a shot off there as Max McDonald picks it up behind the net, reverses, comes off his skates, picks up the loose puck. Overskates it. As the Rovers back towards another shot attempt, blocked out in front by Llewellyn. Llewellyn off the boards, can't get it out. Rovers. Now to Huffman into center ice for Fryer. South Bend back the other way. Feeding the slot there, taken away by McDonald. McDonald. He's stopped. As the Rovers dump it in deep. We're at the 2-minute mark here in the third, up 6-1. Warner around one defender there. Warner looking for some open ice. Colton across the blue line. Warner around a couple, loses at the last moment. Rides the player into the boards. Fraze gets taken down. We got 1:50 left here. Shot from deep there by Blackburn, goes wide left. Puck's coming all the way down the ice. It's going to be picked up by Kiefer off the bench. Fed up to Potts. Potts up to Hagen. Hagen and Fraze. Fraze with a shot, gloved by the Irish goaltender. Face-off controlled by Hagen. Hagen to Fraze. Back on the stick of Hagen. Hagen feeds it back to Kiefer. Kiefer over to Blackburn. Put back down low. Fraze. Right out in front of the net. Taken away by Fraze again. Fed up high for Blackburn. Blackburn with a shot from deep. It's blocked in front. Blackburn takes another slap at it. Puts it into the corner for Fraze. Fraze feeds it over to Hagen. Hagen with a shot. Saved there by the Rovers. "55 seconds left in the third. Force up 6-1. Face-off comes back to Westhoff. He skies one down low. Comes back for Kiefer at the blue line. On the stick of Sutherland. Westhoff and Sutherland battling for the puck in the corner. Picked up by the Rovers. Flipped ahead. Back on defense going to be Blackburn and Kiefer. Shot attempts, goes through the crease, rink wide for Sutherland, up to Westhoff. Can't quite handle that pass. We're at the 15-second mark as South Bend picks up this puck. Back and forth puck goes, game expires, 6-1 Force. Overall, good weekend of hockey for Fort Wayne. Tied the Bulldogs yesterday 6-6 and then a 6-1 win here over the Irish Rovers. We got Thanksgiving coming up, so happy Thanksgiving to everyone this Thursday, and then we'll be in Detroit for the Nations Cup. So see you back then.